Our final panel for the day will explore diversifying beyond sun, sand, and sea, expanding Maldives' appeal to diverse market segments. And our panelists include Mr. Mark Eletr, General Manager at Holiday Inn Resort Kandooma, Mr. Shiuree Ibrahim, CEO and Managing Director at Maldives Marketing and Public Relations Corporation, Mr. Abdulla Nabeel, Sales and Marketing Professional, and Dr. Sani Umar, CEO and founder of Maldives Halal Travel. And the discussion will be moderated by Mr. Ibrahim Inad, Director of Sales and Marketing at Oga Art Resort. Please join me in welcoming them to the stage.
Are we still in the morning? No. Very good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, my panelists, for joining me today. I think I'm bringing a lot of experience to this stage within different perspective. We might have similarities of the previous panelists who have talked, but I think what I'm trying to bring is from a different perspective from these panelists. So let's begin with the topic. So today I've got a topic with diversifying the marketing beyond 3S. I'm sure we all know what 3S is. The sun, sea, and sand. Expanded Maldives appeal to diverse market segment. I think this is very, very important things that we all panelists will have a lot of say. I'm sure you all are eagerly waiting to understand what the insights and all the thoughts of them too. So my first question will be all panelists, so I can start with our CEO and MD of MMPRC, Mr. Shiuree. So Maldives has traditionally focused its marketing around sun, sea, and sand. A model particularly appealing to European markets. So do you believe there is a need to move away from the 3S to diversify and attract new tourist segments beyond this traditional appeal?
First of all, thank you, Destination Future, for having this wonderful event. I think it's good to have events like this. To answer your question, I think we need to have more letters, not just SSS. Now there are people talking about CCCs, where we need to promote culture, communities, collaboration. So these are the things that we need to introduce. I think not just CCCs, we need to introduce more letters like sports, maybe we can add S. If it's health and wellness, we can add H, or maybe we can add F, film tourism. So there are so many letters that we need to add because we are not limited to SSS. There are so many things that we have to do, that so many things that we can do, but we haven't done yet. So I believe that down the line, I mean, the government and the people here should think out of the box. I've already told so many people that I've worked that we need to come up with new ideas. We need to come up with things different. If you look at, okay, let's say Dubai. So we see them, you know, coming up with new things every now and then. So we need to be creative. We need to have things different from others. When we first saw that we had underwater restaurant in the Maldives, it was the buzz of the, town. Everyone talked about it. So in order for us to have, you know, the spark, we need to come up with new things. So yes, of course, I think down the line we'll have all the letters, not just SSS.
Thank you. Mark?
Well, I was actually very interested to join this panel because I don't think anybody's suggesting we throw out the 3 S's because we've built the country on that basis, and for the past 50 years we've flourished. But I feel, and I'm sorry, whilst I'm a very optimistic person, I think that the destination is stagnating, and I think that there is a very real risk that we are just completely homogenised. And the market doesn't really know what is the differentiation between atolls and resorts. The room's full of privateers all talking about what they do very well. But what can my new colleague here do when he's out there talking to global markets about the destination. So we all have to come up with talking about things that are amazing about the Maldives, even though you won't necessarily experience it on every island. So I think diversification is absolutely critical. If we just keep focusing on sand and blue water and nice weather, we're vulnerable to other destinations getting over the top of us.
Thank you, Mark. Sunny?
First of all, congrats to future team and everyone who assembled this great event. It's really amazing
Agreed.
to see. This is something we dreamed, me and Nahumim, back 10 years ago. And Mr. Nabeel, I think you might have known that we were trying to have the first summit, DTM summit, where this is some point. And later on, after a decade, yourself and the team has assembled the Avengers. So moving into the topic, theoretically speaking, we studied the product itself. So the core product is sun, sand, and sea. You cannot change the core product. You can change the augment product or the actual product. That's where, theoretically speaking, we explore how it is. Then we can move on to other areas, like I will not go into product diversification, but market diversification is an option. That's why I myself am exploring other market opportunities, where I just don't want to tweak the product itself, but keep it as it is and find new markets that we have untouched or haven't explored so far. So I'm doing a small speck in the entire cosmos, so hopefully I'll reach there.
Very good answer. I think, Sunny, some people don't, they still have a little bit thought about the difference between the diversification of product and the marketing. Can you elaborate more about that, how people can understand that the diversification of the product and the marketing itself?
Theoretically speaking, there is diversification formed into two areas, related diversification and unrelated diversification. For instance, Caterpillar is a heavy vehicles producer who ventured into safety shoes, which is unrelated. Small area, but related means you are going into the same area, expanding slightly, tweaking your product. So that's the simplest form.
Thank you. Nabeel?
I think we all agreed that sun, sea, sand, or the tagline we use for marketing is not the problem. Because sometimes when we sit in industry discussions, there are talks about, we have been using sunny side of life for the 50 years of the tourism industry. And there is a thought process that goes that to say, we aren't achieving what we are supposed to achieve because we are going after the sun, sea, and sand model. And it's great that the panel agrees that that's not the case. The real, come to the reality is the SSS, or the sun, sea, sand, are God's given unique selling points of the Maldives. And we can't deny that, right? And like any exotic location where tourists go, whether it's Thailand, Bahamas, or wherever, sun, sea, sand is a major feature and major component in their marketing. I think the real issue is our marketing assets as a destination. As a destination, and I'm not taking a dig at MNPRC here, but we can rightfully take a dig because we pay their salaries, right? But whether it's this regime or the previous regime or the 20 years ago regime, we have been very lazy as a destination collecting our marketing assets. What I mean by marketing assets is the things that we use. Our marketing assets has always been, once again, around bikini-clad ladies going on a beach, or a beautiful bed of a room. And often, I think the previous panel, I think Ali, my colleague Ali, mentioned that we share and reshare resort marketing material. So what I mean by marketing asset as a destination is MMPRC or the marketing body should own their own content, covering all aspects of the Maldives. I think the misconception there that the SSS is the main feature around Maldives marketing, is because that's the picture we always keep sharing. And we are we're not very good at showcasing our culture. We're not very good at showcasing our people. We're not very good at showcasing the world-class products we have made through the last 50 years. We're not very good at talking about ourselves. We're talking about that bikini girl on the beach. And I think that's where the misconception is. So I'm happy that we all agreed that there's no need to change the sunny side of life, which I take a stand on. Thank you.
Thank you, Nabeel. I think when you talk about Sunseas Sand, at some point of my career also, I had one of the guests who came and say, you know, you should use another S. And I asked, what is that? Smile. That's what Maldives have. So you have SSS, so you have 4 S now. So that was something that I faced at one of my property as well. Like let me jump into my second question to our panelists, again starting from Shiuree. Because Maldives has always renowned as a bucket list destination for everyone. People are dreaming, probably now, even now itself, people will be dreaming to come to the Maldives. They'll be planning, they'll be asking their wives, their spouses, their husband, or whatever it is, kids, you know, where do you want to go? And then I think most of the people will say, no, let's try the Maldives. But we face challenges in maintaining consistent arrival numbers throughout the year to the Maldives. Regardless of what we have, you know, because we have been always hovering around the European, the seasonalities and all those things. But how can we shift, this is the question, how can we shift the perception to position the Maldives as a year-round, 365-day destination?
I think looking back at what Aydin have said in the previous panel, I agree to him. You know, we need to come up with something new. We need to diversify and, you know, bring up new markets. For example, sports tourism, like I said in the past, health tourism, education tourism, film tourism. These are some of the new things that we are exploring. We are talking to people, and then we are happy to say that we've got positive feedback. If we have, you know, let's say an event, like Tour de France, it's an event, you know, so everyone will look forward for that event and everyone will be booking that ahead, and then so many people will be traveling, and, you know, the hotels, the restaurants, everything will be filled in. And if we look at education tourism, if we collaborate with the universities, you know, we have off-season, which maybe in US, it would be during the summers. So we can have summer camps. So if we collaborate with the universities, they can come over to the Maldives, which is the off-season. So this is a way we can, you know, strategize, we can promote it. If we look at film tourism, it is also another kind of tourism that we see. If you look at, you know, famous series like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, New Zealand, Croatia, Ireland, these are countries now thriving, you know, based on this series. So if we look into it and find ways to make Maldives as a place where people can come and shoot easily, we need to know the framework, make it easier for them to come. Right now, some countries we see that, you know, they are giving tax credits, making it easy for them to come and showcase their beautiful country. So this is something that we have not seen. So we are working on it. We've talked to people, and then they are very, you know, happy to come and, you know, film movies here. So we have to be innovative and we have to come up with new things. So during that off-season, I think we can fill up the markets that are not coming in during that time. So I think diversifying and coming up with new out-of-the-box thinking is very important.
Thank you, Shiuree. I think you mentioned a lot about the film and sports and things. I think that's something that we definitely need to this country. When we look at around the other destination, how they focus in, let's say a little example if I may take, Saudi Arabia is now trying to host, World Cup in 2030. Yeah, they're trying, you know, they're going to bid it. So that's something, I know we are not rich like them, but we need that much money to, build up all these stadiums and all the accommodation, all those things. What Qatar did, Qatar is a small country, but they have money. That's all money. But I think that's a good point but the film thing, I think certainly we can do at this destination. We have got a lot of different photogenic places in Maldives, so where we can do those things. Thank you, Shiuree. Mark.
Well, the first and second questions and everything else is interlinked, and it does come down to diversity. Up until the end of Q1, we had successfully diversified the hotel into the Indian market until our member of government kind of torpedoed that market and cost us all a lot of money. I don't think there were sufficient consequences for that reckless act, but it's a demonstration that our government leaders need to be running the destination like a business. If I was in charge, I'd be running Maldives like I run a resort. I'd be looking at profit and loss. I'd be looking at occupancy and yielding and maintaining the owner's enthusiasm for reinvesting in the product and maintaining the product, because it can all come crashing down. But if we want to diverse, we have to really look beyond the normal channels and segments thought process, and we have to start thinking beyond the next election. We have to start thinking, well, what is the next 50 years? The senior leaders of this industry in the Maldives have brought us to this point for 50 years, but they're not going to be the ones that carry us on. And at some point in time, there has to be a changing of the guard. And how do we bring this fresh, dynamic thinking in? We have growing middle class on our doorstep in the billions. And they don't live on a clean beach with clean air, with clean water and beautiful sunshine. They're living in B and C tier cities, and they will soon have the money to come to places like Maldives. Now, regardless of what you think about local islands and 2-star and 3-star and things like that, this is the new news. And there was talk of Bhutan, right? I don't know if anybody's aware of how actually about Bhutan establishes this premium market, but they set a minimum spend. And you have to deal with a selected number of tour operators that are all members of the Bhutanese society that control this. We don't have that luxury. So what's my point? My point is that we're comparing ourselves to sovereign wealth and decisions made at sovereign wealth levels. We don't have any of that. If my math is correct from Dr. Samad's slides, is that tourism contributes $750 million just in tax credits. What percentage of GDP? I don't know, maybe it's 30%. Am I close? Maybe more. Where is that money getting reinvested back into the destination in terms of infrastructure and marketing and a destination approach to it? So, there's only so much all of us can do in the room, but until somebody ties it all together and brings the bucket of money to it, big responsibility for you, but let's get it done.
Thank you. You mentioned about the dollar, the tax bills. What we can appeal to the government to spend those dollars that we earn from this industry?
Look, it's ground up. I mean, not a month ago, I had a local government representative committee of councillors from local islands in Mali and South Mali Atoll. They picked up the phone, they said, we want to meet with you. There was 10 people in my meeting room, all representative of local governments, asking for money. Wanting us to pay monthly to fund their social programs. And I said, well, hang on a second. What funding do you get from regional or national levels? And, these guys, I really felt sorry for them because they're asking for help to transport young kids from school to go to a competition supporting the religion and sporting events. And we regularly get asked for help transporting patients and school groups and emergency things. I mean, where is the national funding for these programs? So, you can forget waste management and all these sorts of things because people don't even have clean drinking water. So, of course, they need 1 litre plastic bottles. We're getting off topic here, but I think it's these forums and these topics that we have to be talking about it, not just glossing over all the easy stuff. if we want to look to the next 50 years, we have to get our hands and our feet dirty, and we have to start throwing some mud at each other to get action.
Thank you, Mark. Sunny?
So how can we get tourists 365 days a year? That's the question. Very interestingly, Suresh is always someone that inspires me with some new knowledge. So he's after the data. Data is very important. Yesterday I found out a news, Korea, the pork-loving, alcohol-loving country, is now diverting into halal segment. They want to sell that the noodles and the K-pop to the Muslim market, so they are going to tweak it. Again, Philippines had their halal conference this year. Just now I saw the news, Azerbaijan is planning to have a halal expo. So what is this picture highlighting us? Everyone is going after Middle East. What does UNWTO says? The fastest growing region in the world is Middle East. Who are the highest spenders? The Middle East. But we are not focusing on. I am very fortunate to start our movement, Halal Travel Maldives, with the very first person to help us is Mr. Suresh. After him, it was Mr. Thoyib, and there are so many others. Of course, without the resorts and all the guys, we cannot do this. So our goal is, like Suresh highlighted, they are traveling in the off-season, the Eid period. And we have direct flights. And this is a 100% Muslim country. Why are we not going after them? Everything is almost halal here. We don't have to remove anything. We just have to incorporate. That's why I'm saying we don't have to change the product. It's already there. Just show it to them.
Look, I think you have mentioned about the low season. So if we are trying to change the destination as a 365-day destination, would there be any low season for us?
Hopefully not. I mean, surprisingly, this low season is very favorable to some of the resorts. I just came from Dalu Atoll. Siam Group, their 2 resorts are doing phenomenal. And even Balioni in Dalu Atoll. Some in this atoll also is doing fairly good. I don't know. Last it was terrible. Some people, they have to close down for renovation and other reasons. So the market is there. It's an off-season market. But the gentleman from Russia also, I checked the numbers. They have 14 million Muslims in Russia. We have direct flights. And the world population is 8 billion. 2 billion are Muslims. Last year, 130 million Muslims travel looking for halal products. That is excluding Hajj and Umrah. And who are the top countries focusing on this market? UK, Germany, France. I mean, why are they looking for this? So there is a big chunk of opportunity that we are not tapping into it. Hopefully in future, as a one-person gang, hopefully will be able to market Maldives as a halal destination.
Thank you, Sonia. It's a great start for everybody, all the hoteliers and the commercial leaders who are here. They would probably going back and take this as tap into this market for sure. Nabeel, I would just go for you, the next one, please.
Okay, so the question was?
The question was, how can we shift the perception to position the Maldives as a year-round 365-day destination? Because we have been always following the traditional, weather patterns of Europe and saying, the low season, but we of course, we have monsoon and all the things. But in your view, can we change this?
Look, I'll address 2 pointers here on Mark's concern about sharing a lot of ideas here. Look, the purpose of having this summit or the thought process behind creating Destination Future was to get everyone in the destination leadership space as in one room and discuss ideas and socialize the ideas so that we can all work together and bring solutions. And if we are not in a position to make a difference at national level, we can then pass it on to the people we have elected, right? The MMPRCs and so on and so forth, right? So there's no bad ideas here. Every idea is welcome when it comes to building the nation, when it comes to promoting the destination, when it comes to sustaining this industry. So no problem, Mark. You can go ahead and talk about any ideas you want. So I just wanted to make it clear. Secondly, when we talk about destination marketing here, as destination marketing leaders, we should move away from, I think we should move away from this idea that we market our destination to fill hotel rooms. That shouldn't be. That is the hotelier's job. You guys, hoteliers, go and do that job and fill your hotel rooms. Here at destination marketing level, we will market the destination for everybody, for every reason. Whether it is a relaxing holiday, whether it is coming here for a convention, whether it is coming here for a sports event, or for those investors sitting out there, for those people to come and invest. So as destination marketing leaders, when we wear, I'm sure a lot of us are from hotels, so we have this linkage with the hotels, and we often speaks about low season, high season, and all that, because we come from hotel background. And don't forget, and I'm not discounting hoteliers, or I'm not saying no to hoteliers, they pay our bills. I get my salary paid from hotels, so that should be the focus. But at destination level, it should be, when we think destination, we should think higher level. What I mean by that is, I'll give you an example. Recently, there was a huge controversy with Singapore government trying to, I think they gave $3 million to Taylor Swift not to play in any of the Southeast Asian countries. It was a huge controversy. It was taken up in various parliaments, including Malaysia, Thailand, etc., etc. But what the government of Singapore did was, by doing that, they held the exclusivity of that show to Singapore, thereby almost forcing everyone in the region to come to Singapore. And by coming into Singapore, they stayed in hotels. They ate in their restaurants. They got to massage to their massage parlors. They shopped in their shopping malls. So at Singapore government level, they did not think of filling hotel rooms. They thought of a destination level, attracting visitors to the destination for any reason and for all reasons, right? So I think at destination marketing level, as destination marketing leaders, we should think like that. We should think higher level than beyond hotel rooms, because there are many other accommodation facilities here in the Maldives as well. So it's unfair on them if we just talk about hotel occupancy and low season. Look, low season will come in any business, whether you believe it or not. A business goes up, business comes down. That is a high and a low season, however you want to define it. But we can do things to mitigate the risk and replace the revenue. Now, going to the point of, okay, what can we do 365 days? What more we can do? I mean, we can bring in many ideas and talk about it, but how well can we implement it? So I would like to step back and really think, how good are we at promoting the things that we already have? Look at this room. This is a meeting room, incentive room. Few other resorts have similar venues. In one of the local islands I visit, Ukulas, has a convention center that was built by the government of Maldives. Who is responsible for marketing these into the MICE tourism segment? Is it the Hotel Director of Sales and Marketing? In other countries, they have visitors meeting and incentive bureaus. Do we need a separate department to attract MICE tourism? Do we need a campaign to say, hey, it's low season, we've got a meeting facility in Kurumba, Paradise, Ukulas, Addu, Crossroad, and you get a very good value, please come. They'll definitely not come and charter a flight to do the event and fly away that night. They'll probably stay here in Kurumba. Thereby you fix both results. So what I'm trying to get here is, when we try to market, when we build our marketing messaging, let's not focus it on the hotel room product. Bring people to the destination for its key features. Create enough reasons in our marketing messages. Create enough curiosity in different sectors of our tourism, so people come to the Maldives, not to come and stay in an X resort or Y resort, okay? So Now, talk about the things, great ideas, like I said, we can continue to create these ideas, socialize these ideas, but looking back again at the things we have. Every year, Four Seasons, I think it's been a couple of years, that Four Seasons runs a world-class surf championship. I will ask this question to everyone. How well have we utilized this event to the benefit of destination marketing? And why is this event even owned by a private sector? That also a four-season hotel. Why? It's our country. It's our destination. It's our nation. Why somebody in Four Seasons is running this event and we don't give any support at destination level? These are the questions that we should go and think about tonight when you sit in the toilet. Think about these things. Keep away your phones and think about these things, about your country. Nobody's going to come and save this. It's you. It's your responsibility. Okay, talk about surfing. As we speak now, from 17th to 24th, there is an Asian Surfing Championship happening in Toulouse. 19 teams are participating from Saudi Arabia, Taiwan, and so on and so forth. Yes, they are not coming and staying in your beautiful luxury hotel rooms, but they are spending their tourism dollar in our community. They're paying the bed tax, they're paying the green tax, they're paying your service charge. Why haven't we marketed this as a national event? Why haven't we even put a post about this in any of our destination marketing channels? Is it not good enough? It's a natural surf spot we have in Toulouse. Why are we not proud to talk about it? I know it sounds like I'm whining here. No, but I'm deeply hurt that we do not care about the things we have in our destination. And then we go and say, okay, we can bring this, we can bring this. Yes, bring that also. But do the things that you need to do first, right? Okay? So the similar thing goes, okay, I'll stop my riff here, but the similar thing goes to liveaboards. When was the last time we created a national campaign about liveaboards, right? We have got, I think, 150 liveaboards or so, right? You go to, again, this is not a dig on MMPRC. We are just socializing ideas, giving you inspiration so you can go back to your offices and change this. Don't leave here and say, Nabeel, very nice talk, nice. No, go and take actions, right? Because we are talking about these things because, we are taking actions from where we are. We are industry people. We work in hotels. We are employees. We do the job that we need to do, flying around the world, wearing two hats, one for the hotelier, two for the destination, right? So if you look at the Visit Maldives website and go and look for liveaboard section, and you judge yourself what story we are going to tell, okay? Now, as destination marketers or leaders here, how well do any of us know the cruising itinerary or the best dive spots in the Maldives? Maybe we don't. Maybe some of us know, some of us don't. But we probably don't know about these things because this is not put out there in an organized manner. This is not there. So who is responsible for doing that? I know we have yachting associations doing these things, but I think often the frustration comes when we don't talk about these topics at a national level, right? So I think when we talk about destination marketing, changing this to 365 days, the most important thing to do is create reasons for travelers to come here for any reason, for all reasons, right? Ask them to come. Look, if they come here, they're not going to sleep on the floor of Velana Airport. They'll probably book some of your hotels. It can be one of your resort, beautiful hotels. It can be a guest house. It can be an Airbnb. It can be a safari board. It can be anywhere. So create stronger reasons, appealing reasons around our marketing messaging, our marketing campaigns, so people come to the Maldives, not to a specific hotel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nabeel. Sorry, I didn't bring my pen to note down whatever he said, but it's recorded anyway. Very, very good. Thank you. Thank you for your insight and everything. Given the time pressure I have, I'll go on to the next question rather than going to a follow-up one. This one I'll go for individual one, so this will be my last question. So if you can give me a very quick answer, and then we can, I think everybody is also waiting for us to finish the panel and get off from the island as well. So I'll start with Shiuree. A little bit about, I think when we talk about the sports tourism a lot in the Maldives, I think there are a lot of things we can do. Like something that came to my mind as well, one day we all were discussing about, and we have a lot of tennis courts, professional tennis court, and we have got a really good tennis players that come to the Maldives, and I think that's something that we can really focus on as well. So given Shiuree's background is as a celebrated sportsman, what strategies can be employed to market the Maldives as an attractive destination for sports tourism?
Yeah, before I answer to the question, I just wanted to highlight on what our panelist just said. I want to say that yes, we as a destination, it's our responsibility to promote Maldives as a premier place. And yes, we will do that. Unlike we have people who have served the industry for 20 years, and I've been here for 2 months. So during that 2 months, I have met over 200, I had more than 200 meetings. I had meetings with different NGOs. I had meetings with airlines, ambassadors, and I have signed 5 MOUs, and I would like to say that collaboration is the key. I have reached out to all the stakeholders because, like you said, I came from the sports background. So this is something that I wanted to, before I proceed, I wanted to get ideas and opinions from everyone. So I told my team that we need to listen to the stakeholders. We need to know what their grievances is, what they want from us. So I did a research. I made a questionnaire and I passed it on to all the stakeholders, and I have got the feedback. So we have a symposium plan based on the research that we have got. And I have reached out all the NGOs, including the Destination Future. So everyone is welcome here, including you, to suggest things that we can improve, because we are here to improve things. Because I know I alone can't do things. So it's key, the key is collaboration. So I'm here to work with everyone here and all the NGOs, with the government bodies. And the purpose of the symposium is to reach out to the bigger stakeholders. My aim is to bring down all the SOEs, all the MDs, if possible, all the ministers, and all the ambassadors. I have, in the meetings that I had with them, I have told them that we need to work together. And the ambassadors, they have agreed that they will work with us. And in the past, I think ambassadors' mandate is just to, do political things. But now, upon our discussion, and I think the policy has changed. The ambassador themselves in their respective countries, they are trying to help us. They have come up with different types of ways for us to market. So I just wanted to tell you that we are doing a lot within these 2 months. So everyone in this room is welcome for your suggestions and opinions to make this industry better. So yes, we have the capacity to listen. We have the capacity to listen and then move forward and implement things on behalf of the country to make the nation better than we are already. So before I answer your questions, I thought I would let everyone know that what we have been doing, and how we can, collaborate with the rest of the team here. Regarding your question, you said since I have a sports background, how I can, promote Maldives. Was that the exact question?
Well, I think it's not a very specific for your background. Given since your ideal background is come from a celebrated sportsman, so you have a lot of experience of sports and you know how it works. What strategies can be employed to market the Maldives as an attractive destination for sports tourism?
Okay, I think it would be biased if I just say I want to promote just the sports. I will say that I want to promote not just sports. Like I said in the past, I will promote the Sunset and Sea, obviously, and I will also promote, like I said, I want to introduce education tourism, sports tourism, health tourism. I had meetings with, one of the Chinese travel... Fliggy, yes, we had an MOU with Fliggy, and then it was very productive, and they were trying to help us, and they said with their strategy they can double the number. So we hope that with that MOU we can increase the number. In addition to that, I mean, in terms of health and wellness tourism, so there are people who, I mean, this Chinese association vice president, the meeting we had, they are going to come next month. They're going to come next month and see the situation in the Maldives. They will observe the hospitals or the clinics or the resort facilities, how they can come and, bring in tourists in that segment. There are people who come to resorts or maybe to guest houses in terms of wellness. There are groups coming for yoga sessions, So if we have a medical, Chinese medical hospital or clinics in maybe resorts or in islands, this could be a new market. This could be something new. So I think we don't need to limit our thinking only to Sunset and Sea. So we want to, think out of the box, as I mentioned earlier, because this is something that has not been done, that has not been promoted. And I've heard that, in the Western, some countries, to do some knee surgery or something like that, the queue list is so long, they have to wait maybe months or years, I don't know. But there are, I've heard from one of the Treetop Hospital, they have opportunity to do that kind of, what do you call, surgery in the Maldives, in that hospital. So why don't we promote and say, hey, come on, you don't need to wait 6 months. Come to Maldives. So this is something that we need to, establish or promote or invest, and then promote it to the rest of the world, saying that, okay, maybe we are not at the level, of course, we know that we are not at the level in terms of health, but it's a start, it's a thinking, it's a thought process. So we need to come up with different ideas. Just like that, film tourism, we've already spoken to so many people, and then there are people who are interested, and they are saying, okay, hey, to start with, we need to come up with a framework. Is there anything that we need to change in terms of policy? Is there anything we can offer for the film producers? Is there any way we can, ways to talk to the customs, and because it's the equipment is expensive. We are talking about $400,000, $500,000 of equipment. So if we allow them to bring the equipments and take them back without any tax, will this be a good thing? So will the film producers be happy to come here and shoot? So these are so many things. So I just don't want to limit the strategies onto sports. So rather, as a destination, a person who's responsible to promote the destination as a premier luxury destination, I just want to make this happen with the help of everyone here, and also with anybody who is willing to, support us to make this destination, a better place in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Shiuree. I think we have very valid points. I think you're one of the greatest listener that we have seen across who has been in this for newcomer as an industry. I think you have already mentioned that you have met about 200 plus people already, and gathering all those information. So you will have a lot of insights and things. And also, you have mentioned about the knee surgery and things. I think follow-up things, what we can do is we can also focus on those sports tourism where people come for rehabilitations, like after they've got a huge injury and all those things. Maybe that could be medical tourism or whatever it is they could. So that could be something that we could focus
Yeah,
as well.
we've already spoken to Spartan because we don't want to, jump up, and climb at the top. We want to start, at the bottom. So we've already reached out to Spartan and see how we can collaborate, and then they are interested. So this is something we can start slow, and then maybe this will help for different visitors around the world to come and experience, and then experience Maldives at the same time, enjoy what they do. So, yeah.
Thank you, Mark. And as I know, I've got very pressure of time. Since you are a seasoned GM who has experience of different region, from luxury to top different destination, from different various brands across the globe, in Maldives also you are currently looking after one of the property well known for one of the best diving and surfing resort in the Maldives. How can we further leverage segments like surfing, diving, and fishing, since you are a very good fisherman and you are fishing lover, sports fishing, enhance travelers' interest in the Maldives?
These are my favourite topics. Fishing, diving, surfing, and I'll shamelessly plug Kandooma right now because we're very fortunate in that regard. We've probably got the best right-handed surf break in the country, and that is a cornerstone of our business. And conveniently, for those of you who are not aware, surfing covers you quite nicely from Q2 to Q3. So it's a great time of the year to be filling in a needs period in your business, and it doesn't have to be a proprietary break that you might have crashing on your own beachfront. There's breaks on local islands that you can service, and you can do deals with local islands to pay a drop fee to put surfers there, and they'll happily pay. So people not aware, but there's somewhere between 17 and 30 million active surfers. Bali as a destination was put on the map by Australian surfers, but it successfully diversified over its life to become, it's such a global phenomenon. But diving as well, and this is where I have to sort of reflect on Martine's comments, and I'm coming up to my 300th Maldivian dive. I'm dismayed with what I see. The destruction, not just from bleaching events, and I won't go into warming them, it's just beyond the context of this, but the way that we do fishing here in the Maldives is so destructive and unsustainable that we might not even just talk about fishing right now because it's pointless. Fishing in the Maldives, frankly speaking, sucks. It really does. You go into the markets, there's no size limits, there's no bag limits. You look at how the fishermen fish. It's not sustainable. In Australia, we've done fish farming quite lucratively, and we're selling yellowfin and bluefin tuna into Japanese markets for $10,000 a fish. Whereas when I go diving, and I'm diving in deep blue water, I'm not seeing these big species. I'm not seeing the diversification. All I'm seeing is heavy line and heavy lead crashing all of the hard corals to the point where everything's just broken. So I think, we really have to have a look at how we do these activities sustainably. But there's 6 million active divers in the world, and I don't see Maldives as a diving destination. It is for me because we've got a great dive school and we're fully integrated and we do it ourselves. A lot of you GMs out there are working with third-party diving organisations, and I would say to you, think twice about that. Do it yourself. It's not dangerous, it's not high risk, it's not something you can't understand. You can pull it in-house and you can do it very well, and I'm happy to talk to anybody who wants to know how to build up their own diving operation on their resort quite successfully. It's not a huge investment, but it requires some risk-taking. On the fishing topic, and we'll get a little bit political here for a second, allow me, but I don't believe that environmental and tourism and fisheries ministers even know each other. I don't think they talk to each other. You know, you've got private investors here that would very happily fund what we call FADs. It's a fish attraction device. It's something that you put in the right spot, and all it is a mooring block and a long chain and a buoy, and in the right place, it can make millions of dollars in fishing tourism. One of our joint venture partners that we've been talking to has been trying for years to get that done and keeps hitting a brick wall. But these are the same departments that are about to approve longline fishing. I don't get it. I don't understand it. There is this dichotomy between the interests of tourism and the interests of the local population, and it's kind of killing each other. So for those of you able to influence these dialogues and these conversations, these are the sorts of things you have to have. But they are very important beyond just the three S's.
Thank you, Mark. Very quickly, Sunny. As you're an advocate for halal tourism in Maldives, what further steps can be taken to deepen the penetration of halal tourism in the country?
Whenever we start a new venture, always we have to dive deep into the statistics, what the numbers are saying. Just like Suresh mentioned, we never focus on the numbers. So earlier in the morning session, Dr. Simad highlighted some of the survey understandings, which is extracted from the visitors who already visited Maldives. So that is a very small sample size. We have to go deeper. Like Suresh mentioned, people that are thinking to visit Maldives. We have to start from there. So if we go deeper and find the patterns from a global perspective, we will reach to a very pure understanding of what people need. So we have to follow, secondly, we have to follow the countries that are performing well. So myself and Shiuree, we studied together in Malaysia. So Malaysia started halal travel, and they have a national body to promote Malaysia as a Muslim-friendly destination in the Middle East. So there are people in Middle East promoting Malaysia. But the first number one country will be Turkey, because they are very close, and from the behavior of the Arabs, they like to travel to destinations which are tropical. They like sunshine and sea. So these are the dynamics, these are the insights that we can extract from the data. So from a national level, I think we have to promote, but we don't have to change sunshine and sea. It's the extension to our existing market. So we can slowly focus on this area. We always have to be a luxury destination. We have to be sunshine and sea. But without the airlines, we cannot do anything, even if we open the new terminal. I don't know how many of you understand, there were people from MACL. We cannot increase the numbers without the airline contracts. The government is trying to get, I think, China Southern to your area, Huadu et al. And Nadu. I don't know how they are going to do it, but we can try. Without airlines, we cannot increase the numbers, no matter how much marketing we do.
Thank you. Nabeel, as an experienced sales and marketing professional, what are your thoughts about attracting new market segments? I'm sure you have talked really highly about this on your previous time.
I can see the time is up, but I will start my riff and make it very quick in twofold, all right? Okay, one is about going back to my initial riff about creating reasons for people to come in our marketing messaging, and also moving away from at a destination level. I'm a hotelier, but I'm not talking here about hotels. I'm here asking you to think at a destination level for all of us. At a destination level, we have to address this, we could address this in a different way, where we create enough reasons in terms of product. Because for the last 50 years, our tourism industry has been going after the dollar from the accommodation sector, where people come and sleep. But at a national level, we haven't been very successful creating other reasons. I'll give you other, for example, Dubai, I think, has a Bollywood theme park. They did not create Bollywood theme park because they like Indian or Bollywood or Shah Rukh Khan, because they knew, they probably did a study, they definitely did a study and found out it's a pop culture famous in the region, and there are billions of Indians waiting to travel and spend their money. And look, I think last year, India was Dubai's #1 market. I'm not saying we can do theme parks here. I'm saying at policy level, when we are giving away contracts for tourism purposes, whether mostly, at the MOT level, they give away lagoons and islands and plots to build resorts. But what other supporting facilities do we condition, or the supporting products, I might say, supporting tourism products, do we condition the private sector to start building on? Right? I'll give you an example. Recently, somebody came to me and said, hey, I'm building a guest house in a specific atoll, and I've got this land in this island. And I was like, oh, wow. He showed me the plans. Amazing. All approved by MOT, all nice. But it looked like a resort. And they have taken half of this local island for this. And they have cordoned off with fences, and they are building another Kurumba resort. Is it fair to the community? No, right? But fair and unfair is not something we decide. But from a product development level, when it comes to these kind of bids or proposals, can we think of other things such as, okay, you XYZ, you are going to build this guest house, 40 rooms in my island, but you're going to create, or government is going to subsidize you through somehow, government will subsidize your product if you create a world-class water park here. Guess what? The local island benefits, the 11 different resorts who are only 20 minutes away from that specific island benefits, and this entrepreneur who is building a room that looks like a Kurumba resort is going to get a totally different market segment when he builds this tourism product. Can we create these product reasons in different regions in our country so people choose the Maldives for various reasons, not just to come and stay on the beach 365 days a year? All right, so that's how we create. So we can think this from a marketing level, but at a national level, product development level. That's it from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all the panelists for your insights and thoughts. I'm sure that we all can fly in this flight. We have got a lot of TV on and everything. Thank you. Thank you, Shiuree.